Navigating what to eat can be tricky for anyone, but if you have diabetes, it can feel like every choice requires a balancing act. Bread is often seen as a challenging food to include in a diabetic diet because of how it can influence blood sugar levels. But that doesn't mean bread has to be off limits. Instead, it's about understanding how to make it work in your favor, about embracing it in a way that keeps you satisfied while also taking care of your health. Before we continue, I'd like to tell you about diacetyl, a powerful blend of 13 natural ingredients, each carefully selected for their proven ability to support healthy blood sugar levels, enhance insulin sensitivity, and promote overall wellness. You can read more on diacetyl.com. Before getting into specifics, it helps to know that bread's reputation as a villain for those with diabetes comes from its high carbohydrate content. Carbohydrates are important. They fuel our bodies, but when eaten in the wrong forms or quantities, they can quickly turn into sugar, causing spikes in blood glucose levels. This doesn't mean bread should be completely eliminated. The key lies in choosing the right type of bread and pairing it with the right foods. Studies have shown that the glycemic index, or GI, which measures how quickly foods cause an increase in blood sugar, can be greatly influenced by how bread is consumed and what it's eaten with. For those with diabetes, a useful trick is to look for bread made from whole grains. Whole grains are higher in fiber compared to their refined counterparts, which helps slow down the rate at which carbohydrates are absorbed into the bloodstream. Think of fiber like a speed bump for your digestion, making everything move along just a bit slower. Research suggests that adding fiber-rich foods to your diet helps with maintaining a more stable blood sugar level and even makes you feel fuller longer. That means less chance of craving unhealthy snacks between meals. Rye bread, for instance, tends to have a lower glycemic impact compared to white or even some whole wheat bread options, and including it might be a more favorable option. Scientists have noted that people who included whole grain rye bread in their diets saw less of a sharp rise in their blood sugar levels compared to those who ate more refined bread types. Now, one of the simplest things you can do if you love bread is to make sure you're pairing it with the right companions. This isn't just about making your toast more delicious. There's actual science behind the combination. When you add protein or healthy fats alongside your bread, such as avocado, nut butter, or eggs, you slow down how quickly your body turns that bread into sugar. Proteins and fats are like the brakes on the carbohydrate roller coaster. They help keep things steady. A study out of the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition observed that people who ate meals with balanced macronutrients, including carbs, proteins, and fats, experienced fewer blood sugar spikes compared to those who focused primarily on carbs alone. Let's talk about portion sizes. This might seem like an obvious point, but it's one that can make or break a meal's effect on your blood sugar. It's not always about avoiding bread. Sometimes it's simply about moderation. If you have a thick sandwich with multiple slices, it could be beneficial to try an open-faced sandwich instead. That way, you get all the joy of enjoying your favorite toppings, but with half the carbs. Keeping bread portions under control allows you to still enjoy the texture and satisfaction of a great slice of bread without having to deal with a big rise in blood sugar. Another smart move is to add vinegar or other acidic foods to your meal when having bread. This can be in the form of a vinaigrette on your salad, or even a small serving of pickles. Research indicates that the acidity in vinegar can help lower the glycemic index of a meal by slowing down the digestion of carbohydrates, leading to a more gradual rise in blood glucose levels. This small tweak can really work wonders and is an effortless way to give a bread-containing meal an extra bit of balance. Timing matters too. For some, having bread earlier in the day might be easier on blood sugar levels compared to having it later, especially at dinner. The body's insulin sensitivity tends to be better earlier in the day. What this means is that you might have an easier time managing your blood sugar if you enjoy a slice of whole grain toast for breakfast rather than in the evening. This doesn't have to be a strict rule, but being mindful of when you eat certain carbs could help you manage your energy levels better throughout the day. Now, there's one hidden treasure when it comes to bread and diabetes that often surprises people: sourdough. Sourdough bread, unlike many other types, is made through a fermentation process. The fermentation process lowers the bread's glycemic index, making it a more diabetes-friendly option. Studies have shown that sourdough bread doesn't cause blood sugar to spike as drastically as conventional white or wheat bread. The beneficial bacteria present in sourdough starter pre-digest some of the starches in the flour, which ultimately makes it easier on your blood sugar levels. There's another vitamin that deserves some spotlight here. Vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, plays a key role in carbohydrate metabolism. When the body processes carbs more efficiently, it helps to minimize those unwanted blood sugar spikes. Foods rich in thiamine can support people with diabetes in managing their blood sugar levels more effectively, and some breads, like whole grain varieties, can be a good source. Additionally, whole grain bread often contains magnesium, another important mineral linked to better insulin sensitivity. Including these nutrient-rich bread options could help give your body a nutritional edge in managing blood sugar. But here's where it gets truly interesting. Imagine if you could eat bread and actually improve your overall glucose control. It turns out you can, by simply letting your bread rest. Stale bread, or bread that's been left to cool after baking, undergoes a process called retrogradation. During this process, some of the starches in bread convert into a more resistant form that the body finds harder to digest. Resistant starch acts more like fiber in your body, meaning it passes through the digestive system more slowly and leads to a steadier rise in blood sugar. So, next time you bake bread or bring home a loaf, leave it to cool or even try toasting it. This could make a big difference in how your body processes the carbohydrates. And don't forget about adding seeds to your bread. Flaxseed, chia, or even pumpkin seeds not only add a nice crunch, but also introduce extra fiber, healthy fats, and protein. These additions help moderate how your body breaks down the carbs and release sugars. If you're picking a loaf or baking at home, bread with seeds mixed in or sprinkled on top can help make it a much smarter choice for anyone concerned about managing their blood sugar. Some artisan bakeries or even grocery store brands offer seeded bread that takes the edge off the usual carb rush, giving you a more balanced experience. In the end, it's about finding a way to keep bread as part of your life without the stress. Whole grains, proteins, healthy fats, a splash of vinegar, or even opting for sourdough. All of these small adjustments can add up. And by paying attention to details like letting the bread cool or adding seeds, you create an opportunity to enjoy what you love without compromising your health. Bread, after all, is one of those simple joys of life, and with a few thoughtful changes, it can be back on the table for good.